Okay, we're now, I guess, 3 weeks away from the 1000th episode of Raw. And they announced the social media consultant is going to be Charlie Sheen. I really care less about Charlie Sheen doing anything with Raw. Sheen gets Raw. Yeah, he gets Raw with like Tiger's blood and like a dozen porn stars. Whatever, don't care. If anything, they probably pissed away a lot of money to get Charlie Sheen involved. And he shouldn't be with wrestling. Except for wrestling his own demons. Period. The opening sequence where you had Cena, Bryan, Punk, and Jericho was great. Jericho running through his old catchphrases, awesome. That was a really, really solid promo. Set up their match at the end really solidly. The 8-person tag, which had all of the face champions. You know, she had Christian, Santino, Kofi, R-Truth. On the other side, you had the Primetime Players, who I haven't seen them have a full match yet, because they always seem to get beaten up and then walk away. So you had Titus O'Neil, Black John Cena, David Otunga, and Cody Rhodes. Came down to everyone abandoning David Otunga. He took the Cobra. After Brodus Clay came down, then there was the massive dance-off in the ring. Okay. That's fine. Teddy Long actually was the GM for the evening. I feel like I'm gonna sneeze. So then Alberto took on Sin Cara, and by took on, I mean he just whooped the crap out of him, then hit the crossarm breaker on the outside of the ring. The match didn't even get started. That was good. I mean, the last time we saw Alberto do that to a Mexican guy in a mask, he was laying out Mysterio for like the 18th time. Sheamus and AJ gets around a lot now, took on Dolph and Vicky. They had a mixed tag match. I'll say one thing, Ziggler is in the SmackDown Money in the Bank ladder match. Give him the briefcase. Give him the briefcase. Give him the briefcase. This could entirely be Dolph Ziggler's year. He is slamming that glass ceiling so hard, it's got like Dolph prints all over it. So of course Sheamus did a great job. Sheamus and Ziggler did a really good job in this match. But just before Ziggler got his head booted off by a bro kick, he tagged out to Vicky. Vicky got attacked by AJ. AJ, good shiny wizard, 1, 2, 3. AJ skipped away around the ring, went backstage, and was like, Punk. Punk was like, Punk. Did you see my match? And I was on the phone. You didn't see my match? You weren't paying attention to me? And then she left, you know, kind of miffed. And then later on in the evening when she ran into Eve, this was a hard shot to frame because AJ's kind of short, so she comes up to the bust line of Eve. So they had to frame it so you see like AJ's face and like Eve's boobs and then Eve's head. It's a really awkwardly framed shot. And, you know, she kind of ran her down a little bit. So AJ said she's going to do something that gets everyone's attention. Leads us to the main event. I'll get back to the rants that happened. Go to lead the main event. You've got Jericho and Bryan on one side. Cena and Punk on the other. I think the back elbow that Jericho threw actually hit Cena. Because all of a sudden Cena, unless Cena learned how to sell moves, was out on his feet and making a lot of mistakes. Of course, what ends up happening is John finally makes the hot tag, so then Cena and Jericho go running out, which leads to a really fantastic exchange from Daniel Bryan and CM Punk. They both lay each other out. AJ who was skipping around the ring, no one was paying attention to her, sets up a table on the outside. Slowly goes up to the very top rope, like she's going to push her through the table. She's like 90 pounds. She might not break the table if she goes through it. I've seen enough botchamanias. It takes a lot of weight to go through that table and make it break. Brian's down the bottom. Don't jump. Don't jump. Punk gets on the second rope. Don't jump. Don't jump. AJ, lip lock, pushes Punk into Brian and through the table. Alright. AJ gets about as much time now as John Cena. And almost more time than CM Punk. Different. Kane took on the Big Show in a no disqualification match. Good match. These two guys put a nice, brutal, short to the point match, with Show picking up the victory. Let's see, now we're down to the Heath Slater moment and the Paul Heyman promo. I think Paul Heyman needs a stable. His promos are so good. More or less saying that Lesnar will tell Triple H if he's going to face him or not in 36,000 episodes of Raw. But like all Heyman promos, it's worth watching. So Heath Slater took on whoever the latest Raw legend is. So far he's been beaten by Vader, punked out by Piper, and annihilated by Sid. So this week they bring out Doink. Yes, Doink the Clown. Slater gets a victory on Doink. Let that sink in. Heath Slater gets a victory. And then all of a sudden the music changes. And that's then when DDP comes out and it's DDP Yoga. Yes, I became injured at work, so I'm doing DDP Yoga. So DDP comes out, hits a diamond cutter on Heath Slater. Crowd goes nuts. Why? It's DDP. There's only one other match that actually happened. Tyson Kidd, who was also in the SmackDown Money in the Bank ladder match, took on Lord Tensai, and out of nowhere beat him 1-2-3. Yes, so I think Tensai's first single loss came by Tyson Kidd. Tensai then destroyed his salt thrower guy, and then proceeded later on to beat up Tyson Kidd in the back. All in all, pretty decent episode of Raw. You know, you had the matches were pretty good, and they actually built around some of the current ongoing stories they've got. AJ was a good focus. I could see her getting almost too much focus a little bit. You know, seeing Teddy as the GM was good. Nice to see that. Doink and Slater didn't make any sense, but DDP's officially retired, so him coming down and laying out Slater was pretty good. All in all, not bad. I'm really, really starting to dread the 3-hour Raw. I really am. However, when Raw went off the air, they showed a really good commercial where Vince McMahon told John Cena to tell everyone about the 3-hour Raw. But Cena had in earbuds, so he didn't quite hear what Vince was telling him. So it was a huge amount of miscommunication, like baking a cake. I don't want to go to Kuwait. Then it ends, of course, with Triple H being like, "All right, I got your message, boss. All right, Kali's going to check your prostate." So it's good and it's goofy, but it works pretty well.